Dr. YouTube here. Make sure there's not a war on women, guys. Check this out.
Democratic Party leaders have decided that the way to win votes this November is to shout loudly that Republicans wage war on women. Politico reports that this election season, Democrats will make the war on women bigger, broader, and more central to White House and Democratic messaging. This is a proven, persuasive argument. Others in the liberal media are on board. Here's Stephen Colbert playing the role of an anti-woman conservative.
Ava Braun, Fergie, that serial killer Charlize Theron played in Monster, Mrs. Butterworth.
He makes fun of it, but he's an idiot.
The Democrats are proud that they have ended sex discrimination in health insurance.
No woman can ever be charged more just because she's a woman.
They don't. He's an idiot, too.
That sounds fair, and I would think it would sound good to my two guests, since you're both women. And in fact, this is an all-woman show, except for me. Ending insurance price discrimination does sound good to former president of the Women's Media Center, Jamul Green. But conservative Heather Higgins says this war on women is full of lies. What do you mean?
Yeah, he is.
Lies.
There is no war on women, well, except maybe if you want to call Obamacare a war on women. They're losing their doctors, they're losing their access, their choices are being constrained.
And the black lady would stick up for
How
Obama.
do the Republicans attack women?
Well, if you look at various pieces of legislation, I think in the past year we had something like over 1,000 bills introduced across the country to try to curtail a woman's reproductive rights.
How about a guy's rights? No, because you don't care about other people.
You know, couch it in terms of we want to do a 20-week abortion ban.
You know, and they want to kill babies.
Trying to close as many
She's
clinics in
okay
the
with
state.
killing
And
babies.
this is going across the country where we've seen rights pulled back.
Right,
in
how about the
Texas,
babies' rights?
much
Yet you're
harder to
killing,
get
you
abortion.
stupid bitch.
Roughly the same number of women are anti-abortion as men.
Why should we allow the government into the conversation, into the decision we make with our doctors?
When you're killing your kid?
Look at the
You
insurance
stupid
plan.
moron.
Even birth
How
control,
stupid you
birth
are.
control.
You're killing a child.
Insurance plans are going to cover birth control, but since the day that Viagra came out, insurance plans have been covering it. So this is where there's
She's
a
an idiot.
disconnect.
Throw in.
Some cover it,
Some
and
don't.
you can buy it or not. But Obamacare requires me to pay for birth control.
Birth control in and of itself is health care.
No,
And
it's
it
not.
is
It's
absolutely
Bullshit.
It is absolutely
If she's not fucking or giving it away and stuff, she don't have to worry about that. She's not a whore.
So you're happy that it's no longer legal for a health insurance company to discriminate against you women by charging you more than they charge men. And President Obama likes to point that out.
You can't be charged more if you're a woman. Those days are over.
Yes, of course I'm extremely happy, and as I said before, as are the men in the women's lives.
See, you're an
Now,
idiot.
I come from a family, and I think many people do, who my mom put our health care before hers. She put my dad's health care before hers. I think there are many women. We're not going to the doctor more, and we should not be charged.
But that's
We
the
should
point.
not
Wait
be
a minute,
charged
wait a minute,
about
hold on here. The CDC says even excluding pregnancy visits, women were 33% more likely to visit a doctor.
Do you want to live in a country where you charge women more than men? Is that the type of country you want
Yes,
to
and when
live
it comes
into?
to insurance,
We have differential insurance
Well,
rates.
that's not the country I think that most families, and especially again the men who support the women in their lives, want to
so
see.
you and I should pay the same car insurance rates and life insurance rates.
Well, I don't know if you're as good of a driver as I am, John.
I-
I charge much more because men, on average, have more accidents. And you get to live 7 years longer, so you pay less
No,
for life
actually,
insurance.
the gap is coming down, which is concerning.
But prices exist as a mechanism of reflecting a certain reality. How much supply, how much demand, how much need, how much expense. It's just as when you go to work for somebody, what you get paid is a function of whether you add more value than it costs them to hire
Huh,
you.
but that black lady's like, she got that
that
smirk on her face. She needs to be smashed right there. She's killing kids and she's okay with it.
And it's not just.
I guess what we're saying is that when a woman gets pregnant and needs to go to the doctor, she did that all by herself.
No, we're saying that a woman tends to use a doctor more, but you also know that a woman is.
See how stupid black women are? She has not a brain cell that has common sense at all.
And maybe according to you, we should be paying more car insurance and we should, so that young men don't have to pay nearly as much as they do, and even older men don't need to pay as much, because
Car
under
insurance
your.
has nothing to do with it.
It has everything.
Oh, you
to do-
idiot!
Car insurance isn't a similar
Car
issue?
insurance has nothing to do with the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness.
Oh, you're a moron. You know, it should show how stupid you are, you black woman. Ugh, because when you're evil like black women and you have no heart, this is what they think.
I'm glad, I thought your organization represented women, but I'm glad you're the spokesperson for why men are being so screwed by our health insurance.
No, what
Yeah.
screws up health insurance is
But she's so
third-party payers, an inaccurate reflection of actual prices and what people actually want to purchase.
Huh? But
It
she
is
don't
being
do an
covered
actual.
to
She
pay
does
for
on
things
victimhood.
that you don't want, and it is being covered in a way that gives you no responsibility for
It is
your
in
own
the best
choices.
interest of our society that women are healthy, that
Yes.
we have access
But not
to
delusional
affordable
like you are.
healthcare.
I agree.
It is in the best interest
The car insurance and life
not just
insurance,
the women,
too?
but again, the men in these women's lives.
We don't
And that's
disagree
why
on any
this
of
is
that.
one of the most well-supported parts of the Affordable Care Act.
That's because people who don't understand insurance are supporting it.
Let me just.
Huh. See, there she go.
Tight
Wham!
point.
Tell her the
There
truth.
was that moment where they said, women and children first. Is that sexist?
Yeah.
Children, I understand.
There's sexism way throughout our society, but I'm also from Texas, and I will sit here and admit I like a door to be open for me.
See how can't have it both ways.
She works hard for her money, so you better treat her right. Seems fair. In this year's State of the Union, President Obama said it was terrible. For every dollar a man makes, women make only 77
And
cents.
that's a lie.
Every woman the
That dude's lying to you, you piece of shit, Obama. You're a piece of shit lying. You,
America succeeds.
you're lying.
Applause from both parties. There's John Boehner applauding, though he doesn't stand up like Joe Biden. Everyone seems to agree it's a crime that women earn less than men, and government must do something. Amy Holmes is a student of economics. You must agree that government needs to fix this wage gap.
Indeed, John, I don't. And as a matter of fact, that 70 cents number is in itself misleading.
Oh, right, a smart woman.
You actually control so that you can get an apples to apples comparison. Harvard economists Claudia Golden and Lawrence Katz have found that wage gap shrinks tremendously.
And what upset me is the president knows this, and even his own Department of Labor says after controlling for
Surprised
occupation,
Obama's an idiot?
experience, other choices, women earn 95% as much as men do.
Correct. So the reason why 70 cents is incorrect, that it's false, is that it's comparing all full-time women to all full-time men, regardless of occupation. And even the term full-time is misleading, that only refers to a 35-hour work week. And as it turns out, men work longer hours than women, and so they tend to chalk up a higher wage.
And my understanding is that
Hear that,
we men
you
tend to
stupid
work
people?
not just longer hours, be more willing to move for a job, be willing to go to unsafe places. I assume you women are smarter, that we have less balanced lives. We're willing to give everything up for ambition at work.
We are different. And they looked at one study of University of Chicago MBAs. And they looked at over 2,000 people who had graduated from the University of Chicago, very elite university with their MBAs from 1990 to 2006. And what they found was in the beginning of these graduates' careers, their wages were very close. There was only a minimal difference. Where you saw that wage gap widen up was over time. Women were far more likely to take time out of the workforce to have career pauses and to work shorter hours.
Did you hear that?
And it's extraordinary that during that time, only 10% of male University of Chicago MBAs took 6 months or more out of the workforce, whereas when it came to women, 40% of women took 6 months or more off. And that has big ramifications.
And there's your answer, guys.
Men are 4
There is
times
no
as
pay
likely to
gap.
ask for a raise.